by near every bar around. I've been locked up for driving 120 through town. I've been shot at and cut with a knife, messing around with another man's wife. But other than that, we ain't nothing, just good old boys. Threw my boss out the window and got fired from my last job. Hot wired a city truck and turned it over in the mayor's yard. Beat my brother-in-law half to death, lost 20 bucks on his football bet. But other than that, we ain't nothing, just good old boys. Good old boys, we're all the same. Ain't no way we'll ever change. Ain't no harm by the things we do, or the trouble that we get into. Other than a wild hair once in a while, we can't help it, it's just our style. Good old boys is all we'll ever be. I got an alimony payment that's 6 weeks.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Wade and Carter Show. Ash, Brent, glad you're all here. Glad we're here. Glad you're there. Brent, me, Commander, all checking in. All of you checking in on Facebook and YouTube. Appreciate it. I learned some things. Apparently, if you're going to comment on YouTube, you got to capitalize the first letter of your sentence. It fixes it works on the algorithm. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's interestingly enough. But yeah, like and share the videos on Facebook, subscribe, and share on YouTube. Let's blow this thing up, folks. Welcome to everybody on the No Bull Network, on Magic, KTMV TV in Corpus. We're glad you're all here, and looking forward to a great weekend and a Friday.
The Wade and Carter weather brought to you, in spite of my voice, by AT Deerland Feed. For everything you need, there's Deerland Feed. Nicest people on the planet, herbicides, pesticides, pre-emergence. I think it's time for me to put down another dose of the 21-7-14 blend. Got
Maybe a
flag
dose of
taken up.
penicillin to get rid of whatever's got your throat
I don't know.
verklempt.
Something I got in prison. 61 degrees in Victoria, heading to a high today of 88.
Whew.
Beautiful, cloudless skies.
Supposedly there's a front going to blow in this weekend, too. The Weather Channel, tell me this isn't the fear-mongering, though, that the weather people love to do nowadays. We're just sitting here. We peruse the channels in the morning to see if we're missing anything, and you came up with a rundown yesterday real quick of who you think does the best coverage in the mornings of the networks.
I think CBS in the morning, so BBC notwithstanding, different take, different country.
More global.
But we do BBC every morning. But CBS and then ABC and then a distant, seriously, irrelevant third is NBC. Their human interest stories are just
Not.
mediocre. They're just not. But CBS, I think, top to bottom, does the best job in the morning on the news.
So then we're
Hi,
watching
Mom.
we're watching the Weather Channel this morning just to see what's, one of the channels we flip to. And because of this cold front, they're fear-mongering about the Gulf fog.
It's
Gulf
tragic,
fog.
just intense fog.
Yeah. And they're bringing up videos from
21.
21, 22, a few years ago of tragic accidents and things like this. I mean, they've had no hurricane season to deal
Right.
with.
Gotta have
So
some
now they got to make
sensationalism.
something up. And it just shows you what the media does, and we're going to get more into that because there's a terrible story out of Canada that we covered a little bit, tried to get the folks on, but it's come to a culmination and a culling, and it's not pretty. Scott Tomko, Greg Garcia, Daniel Wade White on the podium this morning. Good morning, everybody. See who else checking in. Marvin Mickish, Torrin Bales, Bobby Leister, Patrick Strauss, Mark Kurtz, Scott Snow, Bonnie Howard. Junior checking in. Terry Murray, good morning. Linda Christ, Lisa Poole, Mark Cepeda, Tammy Keeling, Jordan Glass. I think Justin had a birthday the other day.
Did he?
I think so, yep. Justin Glass. That's probably why he's not in yet. He's probably hungover from celebrating. Heather Stewart, good morning. Micah Patton, Good morning, Mom. Rena Scherer checking in. Renee Medding. Kendra Douglas. Vance Riley. Good to see you. Tammy Williams.
We're going to have Vance on pretty soon to talk about his run for Justice of the Peace.
Precinct 4.
Yep.
So a couple of things that the president did yesterday that are at least,
He blew up
Doing
any
his
drug boats.
not that I know of. But the government's now been shut down for 38 days, and as this has dragged on, the president's approval rating is actually going up.
Let's go for 50.
Yeah. I mean, it's ticked up one spot on his approval rating. He went from 47 to 48%. And what's interesting, there's a new AP poll out. And in 2018-19, remember there was that shutdown, I think, between Christmas and New Year's or whatever it
Right.
was. And during that time, 61% of the country blamed Donald Trump for that shutdown, again showing their complete lack of knowledge of how funding of the government works and where that stuff originates from. Well, this time around, only 48% of the country are blaming Donald Trump. That's a shift of 13%. Pretty significant.
Pretty good.
And now more and more people, they didn't get into the numbers, but from what I saw, but more people are blaming the Democrats for this shutdown. And that's who you blame. Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, the minority leader in the Senate, have said until the conditions are met on their health care.
They're
Bloviated
holding
spending.
the American
Yeah.
people hostage.
Absolutely.
Is what they're doing. Yeah, no doubt about it. Junior Estes is a Longhorn Golf Club. It's Bevo swinging a golf club. Yeah, the Democrats are holding America hostage over the Affordable Care Act, which we all know is the Unaffordable Care Act. It's bizarre.
It is. Nancy Pelosi announcing her retirement. Does anybody really care? I mean,
No.
I'd be honest, thought she was already retiring.
She's made enough.
Yeah. But, I don't know who's going to, they're all 85 years old. I mean, and they're all out there, oh, thank you, Pelosi, thank you.
San
Just-
Francisco.
Yeah, sickens me.
What a waste San Francisco has become. With the homelessness and drug problems, cost of living.
Ain't pretty.
No.
Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, blame them if your Thanksgiving travel plans go awry this year, if this shutdown does not get solved in the next week, with flight cancellations already expected to begin today. Although it's interesting because I've seen video of long lines, and I don't know if it's AI generated, because then I've seen videos at the same airport during times when you would think it would be busier,
Right.
and there's nobody there. And I don't know if TSA agents are just finally saying, you know what? I know I'm not getting paid, but I will eventually, so
They will.
let's not do this to the American people because it's not our fault. But American Airlines United said they're going to cancel more than 200 flights a day each. Delta says they'll cancel around 170, Southwest 120. Like, Southwest hasn't had enough problems. It's according to CNN. I guess they've been told to cut your flights by 4% because of the shortage of air traffic controllers who are calling in sick.
120. It's 4% per day. So times 25. Is that 30,000?
Somewhere in there.
Wow.
Peter Nally says he can do anything he wants. He doesn't have to be concerned about getting elected again. Is that Trump? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, and that's
How-
a
how's-
good thing, right? He's doing what he thinks is best.
But
This
what
country
is he
has-
what is he doing? He's not shutting down the government. He's being blamed because he's actually continuing to do his job
Yeah.
amidst the shutdown. I think he's in Hungary right now. He made another world tour. But the Democrats are now they're trying to deflect. well, he's doing this while people are starving. He's doing this while the government's shut down. You shut the government down. The president didn't shut it down. He didn't go out there and board up the Capitol and say, oh, nobody can come to work today.
John Anderson asks, does Victoria have more Republicans than Democrats in the population now? Yes, more Republicans than Democrats. And the Democrats we have are old school Democrats that they look like Republicans to the left. We have some good, thoughtful Democrats in our community who aren't subscribers to the national agenda. And they're good folks.
Where's Vicky Palladino, who's a New York City congresswoman?
She's unbelievable.
She's hilarious. But she did bring up a good point listening to an interview with her this morning on Breitbart. And I couldn't tell whether she's Republican or Democrat in the conversation, but
She's Republican.
Okay. But she asked, where were all the Democrats, the traditional Democrats, and why did they just stand by as these socialists have taken over their party? And it's a really good question.
The Democrats are not Democrats anymore. They're anti-Republicans. But the idea that the Democrats,
And the party itself is controlled by socialist, communist, Marxists.
the idea that they didn't rally and vote for Andrew Cuomo as an independent, he's still the same Democrat he was when he was governor. That blows my mind.
Yeah. Just more proof that the Republicans are not the racist party that the Democrats claim they want to be. A breakdown of those that voted in the governor race for Virginia.
Very interesting.
Winsome Earl Sears, I think the former attorney general and a black lady. 53% of white voters overall voted for her as governor. 57% of white males voted for her to be the next governor of Virginia. But if you pay attention to the media and to the left and the leftists, the white male is the scourge of the earth, and they're a bunch of racists. Racists aren't voting for a black woman. Oh, yeah, I forgot. The white male is also misogynist.
And the black voters voted for the white woman as well. They voted Democrat over black.
Yeah.
Used to be, if you don't vote for me, you're racist.
Well, that was the whole mantra during the Obama era, right?
Yeah.
You don't vote for me, you're not black enough. Or was that Biden?
That was Biden.
Yeah, but still. Yeah, but I mean, by and large, in New York City, 50%, not even, I think less than 50% of the registered voters in New York turned out to vote. And interestingly enough, predominantly those that voted for Mamdani were new transplants to New York, had barely been in the city for 2 years.
Students and
Interesting.
who that were allowed to vote there.
In proposition, I don't remember which proposition it was that the state passed the other day overwhelmingly, but just reiterating that you have to be a U.S. citizen to vote. I don't know why I don't know why that had to be part of Texas Constitution when it's already a federal law, and it seems that our laws that we have on the books here are doing enough to keep voter fraud from happening.
You think Texas is just doubling down?
It was
Emphasize?
purely political and symbolic and won't accomplish much of anything. But I just think it's interesting with that. And then the president yesterday, before embarking to Hungary, decided to strike a deal with Eli Lilly and one other drug maker to make Wegovy and another one that I can't remember the exact name of.
Ozempic?
No, it's I think they're made from basically the same ingredients. Zepbound or something like that might be the one it's called. But basically, they're being widely used for obesity. They were originally developed as diabetes drug to lower your A1C. But the side effect in diabetics was it helped reduce your weight and being overweight, which plays a role. So now he worked out a deal yesterday with the drug makers to make these affordable for people who have them prescribed to fight obesity And apparently,
Serena Williams is thrilled.
yeah, she usually loses 31 pounds. That just tells me she doesn't want to work out as hard as she did when she played tennis. Because, yeah, there wasn't an ounce of any fat on her when she was a tennis player.
She was a rock.
And I guess when the pill form of one or both of these medicines becomes available in short order, it'll be available at about $140 a month, which, well, that's just too much for the American. Well, you probably spend more than that on Twinkies a month.
Right.
So,
If you have to, that's how they help you. Is you spend so much on the drugs, you don't have as much to spend at McDonald's.
the drugs are just a placebo effect. Yeah.
Correct.
Give us a call, 361-894-4020 if you want to chime in. If you're on the road in the No Bull Network area, I know it's hard to listen to us. If you're on Magic and listening, if you're a Democrat listening, why does your party embrace socialism and Marxism? I'd like to know why. Why do these values resonate with your party?
I mean, my granddad would not have liked Zorhan Mamdani. No.
My grandparents escaped communism.
Apparently, he can affect the rent. He cannot affect grocery stores, free taxis, and free childcare. But he can apparently affect the rent.
It'll be interesting to see. I can't imagine that's going to be good.
No.
I can't imagine that's going
What
to
do
be
you
good
do
for New York. I
in
mean,
the simplest deal, I've got 300 apartments in a building. Every day, a water heater goes out. Every day, that water heater gets more expensive.
a couple $100 just to replace the heater, that doesn't
Insurance
count.
gets more expensive.
That's not even the labor to
How do
plumb it.
I cover my cost?
Johnny Houghton says a gym membership is $20 to $40 a month.
Yeah.
Walking every day is even cheaper than that.
How much does that cost?
Walking,
Yes.
New pair of shoes.
it's a toll sidewalk. We're going to hit you up. That's what the kids ought to do. Instead of lemonade, set up a toll booth. Like at the neighborhood.
Problem is, there's not enough people walking anymore. They do drive by and they'll stop in their cars and grab you a lemonade from a kid, but nobody's walking to that lemonade stand anymore.
I think it'd be great for an adult to set up a lemonade stand, just have a big old handlebar of Tito's on the, little lemonade and vodka to get you to the house.
Who walks with money in their pocket, though?
Right?
How about the sad news out of Dallas yesterday?
What was that?
Defensive end Marshawn Nealand
Yeah, I don't
in a
understand this.
bizarre car chase with police, and they tried to pull him over for a traffic violation. Refused to stop, crashed his car, took off, and then was later found dead. Obviously, there's more to this story.
It had to be a mental health issue, obviously, and there had to be something going on at home.
Well, apparently had a history of some mental illness and was threatening to end it all.
24
and did
years
so.
old, scored a touchdown.
Yeah,
on
he was the
Monday
one
night.
that recovered that blocked punt against the Cardinals on Monday night. Played at Western Michigan. Last year, I know Greg Ellis has been asked about this. He was a fellow athletic director, colleague of mine in the Red River Conference for a year or so. But he was back working with the Cowboys last year and just thought he was an awesome kid that he worked with on the defensive line when he was coaching with the Cowboys last year.
You hate to see it.
You really do.
Anybody that commits suicide, you hate to see, but you would think he would be on top of the world. You never know. It just shows you don't know what people are going
No.
through.
2 years removed from college in the NFL, you'd think, that was maybe that wasn't his dream. I don't know. But, man, hate to see it. Well, he's getting desperate now, right?
Yeah. I think Cornyn is definitely going down. Is it to Paxton or
Wesley Hunt.
Wesley Hunt?
I don't know. Hunt's trajectory seems to be on the rise. I think Paxton has kind of leveled out. Paxton's kind of leveled out a little bit, but I think Cornyn's getting desperate. Apparently now he says he's open to eliminating the filibuster for spending bills. You need 60 votes to have the majority, the supermajority, in order to avoid the filibuster. The Republicans don't have that. Ken Paxton and Wesley Hunt also say they're in support of it. Here's what happens: the Republicans are capitulating. You end the filibuster, you open up a can of worms that you don't want to open up. They're feeling pressure because their midterm election cycle is about to kick off January in full-blown campaign mode.
Right.
And they don't want to have to face the questions of this when it's easy. Here's the answer for all three of you. Especially for Cornyn. I voted for the spending for the CR to keep the government moving. I did not vote to shut down the government. There's your answer.
Right.
And when somebody asks you again, asked and answered. There's your response to the next question. It's not your problem. You voted to keep the government open. Have some balls, John.
He's a wind blower. Whichever way the wind's blowing, that's what he's doing.
And it's frustrating because this is all in the Democrats, and the Republicans don't want to take this victory in this hill, the political hamburger hill, maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. But they're viewing it as such. Mm-hmm. And they won't stand for it. They talk a big game. Mike Johnson yesterday blabbing away, this is all the Democrats' fault. We're going to stand steady and united. Apparently not in the Senate because Cornyn's he's panicking because he's probably going to lose the election. And he'll lose it even if he capitulates, he'll lose it even more.
Yeah, I do wonder if his name recognition will get him reelected. I don't know.
Andrew Alvarez says Cornyn is out. Republicans need to crush, fight, and win. They need to stop playing nice. They do. They voted for this. You've done all you can. You don't need to capitulate to the Democrats who are continuing to hold this country hostage and more Americans hostage because they won't vote for a continuing resolution they voted for umpteen million times prior to this time.
It is odd to me. Not that the Democrats are trying to put pork into the CR, but that their own party members don't say, just stop. We lost the election. This is not to any thinking person, which involves our audience. Just stop. Anybody that's thinking knows that you're doubling down on an ideology that got you voted out of office. I don't understand it. They should be passing the unmanipulated CR without saying, no, we're doing this for the American health insurance buyer. Just stop. It's unbelievable.
It is.
Folks, Palace Bingo, where friends meet friends next Thursday night. First ball pops at 7:30. Be at Palace Bingo. The food's great. The fellowship's even better. Helps 7 local charities. Be there. It's going to be fun.
It's always fun.
Junior Samples will be there. Linda will be there.
We might get shushed.
Yeah. USA Concrete Coatings. Charlie Garcia and his team helping you and yours. Anything. Sand it, seal it, stain it, paint it. Reach out to USA 578 Home. Went Electrical. Went Services. Went for your generator needs. Call Went with your next need on the electric side. Call Atzenhofer for your next vehicle. Full stop. Celebrating 100 years next year. since 1926. Atzenhofer has been Victoria's dealership. Reach out to them. Para Vida Wellness and the Vita Cafe this weekend. Great opportunity to go in for a brunch at the Vita Cafe.
Tonight would be a great time to go there and enjoy dinner on their patio, even though
It's
there's no
beautiful.
music, but it's going to be a beautiful evening.
It's a beautiful place. I mean, music will just be coming out of some speaker instead of out of somebody. But go by and see. Maybe they'll play that Trolololo song.
Might.
Can we get a little more of that on a Friday?
Want some of that?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit?
It'd be nice. Cody shakes his head. I think he's missing out on the arts. Wade and Carter supporting the arts. The Dollar Floor Store for all your flooring needs. Tile, laminates, hardwoods, carpet. They've got it all. So while Ash brings up the Russian great,
Edward Keel.
it's great. One more over, I think.
I'm sorry, folks. I tried to stop it.
It'll just don't rush it. You can't rush him. You can't rush it. It'll play. Peter McNally drawing the ire of all of our friends. Greg Garcia, Linda Christ, Jr. Oh, here we go. This song covered live by Joe Biden. Called it the Corn Pop song.
And he hits those notes, doesn't he?
Ah, it's a beautiful thing. I would pay to see.
Is he a baritone or is he a... He's not a bass. Alto, maybe? No, he's more baritone, I think, don't you?
I would like to have Joe Biden dubbed in doing that, walking around going, oh, la, 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 la. It'd be great.
Andrew Alvarez says, can we get the Victoria Symphony to cover that? I bet they could. That'd be one of those ones where you put the words on the screen
And everybody,
and everybody can
along.
sing because nobody has to pronounce it. I mean, it's just vowel sounds, basically. And
Greg
some la la
Garcia
la.
says he's a baritone.
Thank you.
You
I
can get a
figured my
little
ear was good.
baton and go and direct the crowd.
I want to be the guy on the triangle in there because you can just hear it every, bing,
Ding.
every once in a while. You got to be on with the triangle.
Micah Patton asks, is that the Dean Martin of Moscow? Yes, it is.
He kind of was. He looked a little bit sort of like, he kind of had the hair of Dean, but he had the sort of the face of the guy that played Jaws, the James Bond movie. Look at him. He's kind of got a rather large melon
It's elongated.
and a bad rug.
Elongated. And he's walking.
Yeah, bad lip syncing too.
You know, he does his hand. It's craziness, folks.
Apparently, he was mad when they filmed this, and he didn't play along as nicely as he could have. I'm surprised he didn't go to the gulag as a result. But he wanted to actually sing the lyrics because there are words to that. But the Soviet censors, because it's a Western-themed song, they thought it was too much of a tribute to the American cowboy, and they did not want that imagery to the Soviet people.
Interesting.
So they made him just do a bunch of, well, you heard it, vowel sounds and la-la-las, and
Which is a
Apparently
lot
he-
like this
yeah.
program.
yeah, and apparently he wasn't happy. I've read some backstory on this. That, believe it or not, there's some backstory on this. And I went down that rabbit hole after airing it the other day. And apparently this was him not doing all the lip syncing that he should have done was sort
Cody,
of
that
his
was
way of
about
getting back. at the-
9 Crown Royal and waters in. He decided to research.
There was no water.
It's just,
Straight for the
it'll
crown.
melt.
Kelly Frommy wants to know if anyone driving down the road tuning in for the first time here. There's
Yeah,
that.
we
No.
apologize.
No, you're going to tune one. You're going to see what you're wanting to tune back in.
Still love to get a call from the No Bull Network. If you're somewhere DeWitt County, Goliad County. Love that call, 894-4020.
What do you make of Elon Musk getting $1 trillion compensation package?
From who?
Tesla.
Well, it's not bad. He owns
75% of the
company.
shareholders voted in favor of it. I mean, what are their shares at? Like $400 a share or something, Commander?
Wow.
You know? They're up there. I know that much.
445.91. You were pretty close.
Bad.
It's contingent upon him hitting a series of aggressive performance and valuation targets. Trying to get a market cap of 8.5 trillion.
Wow.
Wow.
And they've got to meet production goals for the vehicles and their humanoid robots.
That'd be Optimus. What do we think about? I saw it the other day. A lady was like, she had the headset on, the VR headset, and the hand things, and she was helping her robot unload the dishwasher. And I thought, how unproductive is that?
Yeah. You've got to wear a costume, basically, to
Yeah.
mimic the moves of the robot.
So that the robot can do the work, but you're like doing, a workout.
You're basically doing the air guitar version of the work, right?
Right.
And I don't know if once you do it once, the robot remembers all of that. But if you have
No.
to go through the house and do every single thing that the
Mimic.
robot has to do and mimic it,
Might as well do it yourself.
Might as-
It'd
although,
It'd be a whole lot faster.
yeah, folding underwear and socks, though, I would give that up to the robot any day. But I don't get it. But if you have to stand there and do it, what work are you actually saving every time for the robot to do it? And then watching video of this robot trying to load the dishwasher did not do a good job.
Do you have to do Brent's clothes as well? Or
No.
okay, good. I thought it was just me.
Andrew Alvarez says they're using that movement from the user to train the AI. But do you have to do it like every time so it refines it, or is it just once?
That video that we all watched up here said that it was not autonomous yet, that it was going to require you to do it, but it was a step towards it being autonomous one day.
Bluetooth. Now, I don't know if there's going to be a commercial, so hang on.
Stephanie Conley finally checked it
Recently
in.
asked my friend's little girl what she wanted to be when she grows up. She said she wanted to be the President of the United States. Both of her parents, liberal Democrats, were standing there. So I asked her, if you were president, what would be the first thing you would do? She replied, I'd give food and houses to all the homeless people. Her parents beamed. Wow, what a worthy goal, I told her. But you don't have to wait until you're president to do that. You see, you can come over to my house right now and you can mow the lawn, pull weeds, and sweep my driveway, and I'll pay you $50. Then, I'll take you over to the grocery store where that homeless guy hangs out, and you can give him the $50 to use toward food and a new house. She thought that over for a few seconds, then she looked me straight in the eye and asked, why doesn't the homeless guy come over and do the work, and you can just pay him the $50? I said, welcome to the Republican Party.
Amen.
Absolutely.
The late, great Ronald Reagan
Always had some good stories.
Always had a good story.
Yeah, you didn't see the zingers coming. Canadians beware. This is a story that got some traction late about a year ago. We covered it a
We
little
told
bit.
the story.
Last December-ish, Universal Ostrich Farm in British Columbia apparently had some ostriches that were exposed to bird flu. One or two of them may have had it. I don't remember exactly
I
what
think
happened.
One tested positive.
Yeah. But there were 300 of them still at that farm. And in the last year, nothing. No more birds have gotten sick. None have shown signs of illness. They've been watched over by the Canadian Food Inspection Agency and people that they've mandated. The CFIA mandated a cull because other birds in the wild miles away were being found to have signs of some sort of bird flu.
Right.
And I'm paraphrasing the whole thing here for, it was only an hour show.
But they weren't contagious. They didn't get it from these birds.
No, and the other thing is, what was interesting is the birds themselves, according to some scientists who went there, appeared to be showing herd immunity and had stronger immune systems than they thought.
Ostrich, big bird, big bird.
So the CFIA has been trying to cull these birds, the entire flock, for the last year. Your Lucchese ostrich boots are going to get a lot more expensive, folks.
Right?
It was went all the way to the Supreme Court of Canada. The Supreme Court yesterday issued in favor of the Canadian government. Imagine that.
Which, by the way, how dumb is it that
These are
birds are being discussed at the Supreme Court?
These are justices appointed by
the government.
the government.
So the government always wins in Canada.
Yeah. They're not going to go against their government, even though they can't be removed. They're there for life.
They could be eliminated.
They could be. But they weren't appointed by Hillary Clinton.
Right.
So they got that going for them. So then yesterday they start the culling, and these birds start panicking.
Killed them all.
I don't know if they've killed them all yet, but they started
They're
shooting them
trying.
as they're running, because they're a flightless bird.
You would think someone would at least organize a hunt where you could pay.
It's becoming very apparent the government has lied about the sickness of these birds. For whatever reason, they don't like the ostrich farm. Maybe the government wants the land to build something on it. I don't know. But they've made claims that these birds are sick. The birds are not sick. They haven't been sick.
You said they were walking through and just shooting them
That's
as
what I
they
heard.
walked.
People were reporting they heard shots being fired, and the birds were seen running around for some drone footage once they basically allowed these people in.
It's interesting.
I did hear some things real quick. When the government was put in charge of sort of being the step parents of these birds, for lack of a better term, the foster parents.
Foster parents is good. That's a good visual.
Yeah. The birds are actually seen losing weight, then becoming sick. They were dehydrated because they weren't being fed and watered properly. The care went to crap on these birds.
For pennies a day, you can adopt an ostrich farm.
Oh, many people tried.
Yeah. And they were fine. The birds were thriving. They weren't losing weight. They weren't dying. None of them died. They had 300 birds there.
Here's the scary part, folks. The government wanted to keep pushing the narrative for whatever reason, and they've lied. Constantly lied. And the Supreme Court now complicit in Canada. My warning to you Canadians, if they'll do this over birds, and we already got a bit of a lesson in COVID, but too many of you still don't believe it.
Yep. They can do it to you.
They're going to do it to you. They already do it in many ways. Medical assistance and medical aid in dying, or whatever they call it, MAID. Nice acronym. Make it sound so good, like they're just cleaning up after you, right?
Tell you what.
Kids in Canada can get assistance in dying because they're depressed and they don't feel like living. So the government will help them commit suicide. So the government doesn't have to keep them under their care for mental health.
Take it away for a second.
I will. The chopping block. Get in for a $6 sirloin. Get in for the spatchcock chickens. Those are split chickens, by the way. You can lay them flat. Thank you for teaching me what that means, folks. I appreciate our listeners. No ostrich at the chopping block. Allen's Wrecker Service, anywhere in the listening area. If you are driving your car and it breaks down and you need a tow, give Allen's a call. 361-578-6300 is the number to call. Same thing with White Trash Services, servicing most of the entire listening area of not just Magic, but the No Bull Radio Network. Most of, if not the entire listening area. For your rural trash collection, if you need trash service, give White Trash a call. 550-1826. You'll talk to a person. No phone tree. And you'll be set up with the most reliable trash service I've ever had. If they're running late, they let you know, which I don't recall they've ever done. They've even been proactive and said, you know what, this weather isn't going to stop us. We will still be there. When the city says we're not going to be there because of the weather, when other rural providers in the county said, well, the weather's bad, we're not going to be there, white trash was always there.
And you can pick up the phone and just call them.
Yeah.
Which is today, you don't have to go through some AI prompt or some digital mailbox system. You just pick up and call them, and that's worth a lot.
550-1826. Talked to a person. Saw BJ and Scott last night at the Go Texan event.
Thanks.
It was nice. They do a very nice job. They raise a bunch of money. It was, scholarship money. It was well done. What's Johnny Houghton sharing? It's always good.
Go look up the Cowichan land rights decision by the BC Supreme Court. Private property land rights by the landowners given away. Yeah, I'll have to look that
I'm
one
glad.
up.
So I'm going to assume Cowichan is an Indian group, and I would have never gotten that out of that word. So I'm glad you were here to translate.
I could be pronouncing it wrong.
You
I'd
do
be
speak-
curious. Jared McCrugan, government wants all chickens registered. Even if you're a little guy with a bunch of, I wonder if that would that be backyard flocks too? That way they can go in and control the food supply or remove it on a whim, because a hungry, poor population, much easier to control.
Here's what's interesting. We have a listener that's arguing with folks in the comments about the Trump administration's assertion that your Thanksgiving dinner is more affordable than last year at this time.
According to Walmart.
But what's funny is we don't question last year's estimate, right?
No.
The Biden administration is the gold standard. It's just not worthy of being questioned. It's absolutely accurate. And the fact that Trump says that, relatively speaking, this year is a better value must be disputed. It can't be accurate. Nobody you know can honestly say they've been affected by tariffs or that the cost of living has gotten more expensive than normal in Victoria, Texas.
It
or
all
in
went
our
up
listening
during
area.
COVID and
Right.
hasn't come back down.
Right, because people are opportunistic.
And we told you back then, the prices are going to go up and they will never come down. It never happens.
No, they're never going to drop it back down. Fuel prices are down. I can see that. Unemployment is down. I can see that. Inflation is down. I can see that.
Haven't gotten to that one, John Paul Hall, but thank you for reminding me. Did get to a reception with Governor Abbott in town yesterday, and some very interesting news. Wednesday, or was it yesterday? Yesterday morning, I think he said he got a call from the folks at the NASDAQ Stock Exchange.
Yeah, Texas is opening their own stock exchange.
Yeah, they've announced the Texas
Is that
Stock
for
Exchange.
Texas-based companies? Is that what that is?
I don't know enough about that one. Maybe
They're
so.
saying it's going to compete with the
Yeah.
New York Stock Exchange.
Well, but he rang the closing bell for the New York Stock Exchange on the Star at AT&T Stadium the other
did he
night.
just roll right up there
Yes,
and
he
do it?
did.
That's how he rolls.
It was a virtual bell. And the New York Stock Exchange making inquiries about moving to Texas.
Really?
And the NASDAQ yesterday, the same thing. Worried about the landscape. And part of it was, I think, Proposition 6, in which voters of Texas unanimously passed, or I shouldn't say unanimously, but overwhelmingly passed a proposition that would not allow taxes on individual transactions, which I think New Jersey does or wants to. A real small tax on transaction tax on all the stock exchange tax. Because even the NASDAQ, I think, is headquartered in New Jersey, according to Governor Abbott. And so this tax would be small per transaction, but it would add up to a lot of tax money. So NASDAQ has said, we're out of here
Come to
if
Texas.
this happens. And so they're inquiring about Texas because of the proposition. I think it was Proposition 6, but I could be wrong. But regardless, one of the propositions that voters passed to cut taxes or not tax us has now led to the NASDAQ Stock Exchange wanting to potentially set roots in Texas. I'm assuming the DFW area. But Scott Tomko says Y'all Street instead of Wall Street. Absolutely.
Listener made it sound like we're in stagflation. We are not. Stagflation is characteristic with high unemployment. We don't have high unemployment.
No.
And I don't think that in general we're not seeing a slowing of the economy. Estimates that this year for the first time, so according to CBS this morning, spending on the holidays will pass $1 trillion for the first time ever. So it's certainly not stagflation. The economy's booming, unemployment is low. Those are two diametrically opposed components of stagflation. Should we get the brother man over here?
He's here.
He is in the house.
As he makes his way in, let's quickly go to the First State Bank of Louise, friendliest bank anywhere. But the Astros, Hunter Brown, they did make him his offer, his qualifying offer of $22 million
Per year.
Yeah.
I think he's going to want more.
So,
I mean, he may
yeah.
take it, right?
I think
we
he was the
still own
one.
him.
I think he was the one that they offered.
We still own him, but I don't know how much longer we'll own him.
22 players, or I think, no, 13 players yesterday getting qualifying offers of $22 million
Wow.
that they qualified for. That's just crazy.
Is that number predisposed by
I think, yeah, by the
Major League
collective
Baseball?
bargaining agreement and all that stuff, absolutely.
players make too much money? Just fact.
Tucker, one of those that got $22 million.
He's gone. He's going to leave.
Yeah.
He will not sign
No.
for that.
Kyle Schwarber from the Phillies also got that. I think Bo Bichette was another one.
Yeah. None of them will
Oh no,
play
it was
for
from
that.
it was Framber Valdez, I think, that was tagged with that. Sorry, not Hunter Brown.
That's crazy. Yeah, Peace.
I don't think Hunter Brown's quite there yet.
No, but I think we're going to lose Hunter when it's all said and done. I look for us to trade Hunter Brown. And I tell you what, you could trade Hunter Brown and Alvarez. And I'm not saying we'll be better because of it, but the pieces we get back could be it could be almost equal to like the Herschel Walker trade was for the Cowboys.
Yeah, thanks, P. Strauss, for correcting me. The Dodgers and Blue Jays Game 7, the most watched Game 7 since 1991. Major League Baseball was worried that nobody was going to tune in to watch the Blue Jays and the Dodgers. In fact, more people tuned in for this series than they did for the Dodgers-Yankees.
How about that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Across Fox, last Saturday's game averaged 27.3 million people on Fox, 51 million across the U.S., Canada, and Japan.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was big for baseball.
Canadians have not tuned in to an event like this since the Olympics in Vancouver, the Winter Olympics in Vancouver. When was that? Years ago. So it captured Canada's hearts, and apparently a lot of Americans and Japanese tuned in as well. One of the most watched Game 7 since 91, and also one of the most watched World Series in Japanese TV history as well. So good for baseball. Numbers were up 2% overall over last year's World Series as well.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
I mean, baseball, I love baseball. Well, we've got a big event coming up on Tuesday. That's why I'm here. We had Ron Koshin up here the other day. He made it.
Yes.
Yeah, he
He
did.
made it. He
Sure.
said that was a tough one going down. He said, thank Cody for him. He said, thank Cody for getting him down. But I want to mention Veterans Day Parade this Tuesday downtown, 10 o'clock. I'll be emceeing that. I've been doing that for years. And we'll have the ceremony directly at the courthouse steps right after 11 o'clock.
Okay.
We'll do that. And then Vet Fest, he wanted me to mention also. They'll have a meal out there for the veterans. I think 10 to 2 down there. And Colonel Mike checked in with me yesterday. Both of them did. And we'll have bless you. That was Cody?
Look, he knocked his microphone. It's disconnected now, and it's just he's a shamble.
And we want to mention that we're going to close out the Field of Honor on Tuesday evening, Veterans Day, 6 o'clock ceremony. I'll be down there doing that. And then the next 2 days, you have 2 days to pick up the flags. So that starts to close that out. Veterans Day Parade again Tuesday at 10 o'clock downtown.
I think there'll also be an opportunity for you to properly dispose of an older flag if you want to. They're going to have
They'll
a
have
burn
that.
barrel
They'll
out
have
there.
that.
Yep, they will burn them,
They'll have that availability there
Yep.
on Tuesday night.
and they'll present or be presenting all the what did he say? 2,000 plus flags they've got there
Yes.
flying.
Yeah, if you want to pick them up the next day, the next 2 days, some leave them there and they'll put them back out the following year.
Sure.
But some want to take them home, and be a part of right next to them. You guys are great. Appreciate y'all.
We appreciate
getting
you.
the word out. And I do want to mention, we were out last night, saw all the guys.
There were a lot
I
of
saw
folks
you
at
like,
that
boy,
event last night.
they
Yes,
came
sir.
in, didn't they?
Lots of folks.
Brent, we saw a bunch. It was good. And want to mention, big game. Texas is off this week. They are ranked number 11. I don't know where they got that in the college football
Yeah.
playoff system, 11. But that will change when the new winners come out from the Big Five, I think.
John Paul says he's looking forward to me picking A&M to lose this weekend.
A&M's a 6.5-point favorite.
I think they should win, but I think that spread alone, Missouri is not viewed as a very good football team, but
Aren't they ranked?
22, number
they're
22,
the best
A&M 3.
defense, the best defense the Aggies have faced all year, including Notre Dame. So we'll see how the Aggies respond to that.
The one good thing is Texas doesn't play. They don't play
They are
Georgia
off. Neither
until
do the
next week.
Cowboys, apparently.
And Cowboys don't
Yeah.
play the boy. They need help.
Well, if we're like the Aggies, then we can just move up by not playing. We'll move up. We'll be number 3 next week because we're Texas. It's just
We'll see. Yeah, well, I don't know about that. We're very fortunate, Brent. We need to win. The Texas needs to beat Georgia. for
Ohio
sure.
State, Indiana, A&M. That's your top 3. Those are your undefeated teams.
That's it.
Here's the college football playoff rankings. That's the one that matters now.
That's the one.
Playoffs.
11, right? Texas is number 11.
Yeah, Alabama's number 4. Then Georgia, Ole Miss, overrated. BYU, Texas Tech, Oregon.
BYU. Doesn't Tech play a BYU this weekend?
Tech and BYU.
I think
That's a
Tech's
big
gonna
game.
That's
Smoke.
7-8. That's going to be. You know what? This is the first time BYU has been in the top 10 and playing another top 10 opponent.
And they're undefeated.
Ever.
They're undefeated.
Yeah.
They're
Tech-
gonna
that's gonna be a
get
big game.
smoked by Tech. Tech's gonna smoke them.
In Lubbock.
In
But
Lubbock.
the tortillas cannot fly in
They
Lubbock.
cannot fly. That's trouble if they fly.
It's a $50,000 fine
Right?
Per tortilla.
served consecutively.
St. Joe is playing in town
Concur.
tonight at Memorial Stadium. They
Oh,
get a home
good.
game. West is on the road.
San
And-
Antonio.
Yeah,
We'll be over there.
I figured that. I said, I bet he's on the road tonight.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with everything,
It's a
and
haul.
everybody have a great weekend. A lot of stuff going on. I mean, to tell
There's a
you.
lot. You
Lot.
go tell the Hall of Famer Ralph Salazar that we said hi on Magic.
Yep.
And who's on Magic right now?
Right now is y'all
We're
Oh,
on right now. Yeah.
right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
We watch you.
Deep
we,
thoughts.
We
See what I
y'all.
work with, folks?
Yeah.
You're
Hey,
on
look, Brooke Blosky checking in.
Hey, Brooke.
David Adrian, good morning, Captain. I
And
owe you a
Amanda.
phone call on a boat, and you owe me a boat ride. We'll get it done.
That. Hello, Captain Dave.
Time is getting to that point where I can
We should be
probably
able to do
it.
a segment, right? Live with Captain Dave. Captain Dave on a mobile.
Well, that'd be fun.
Yeah, he's great.
Act like you're on the water.
That's right. He runs those big ships, bro.
Yeah,
I believe it. Out of my league.
Oh,
out of everybody's league,
He's got
except
it
for his
going.
apparently. Yeah, I guess Ozempic's also in on that deal, so that's not bad. What else
Well,
is going on?
I can't believe it's November already. Can y'all?
no.
Wow.
And essentially then, like the productive cycle of the year is over. I mean, everybody, now it's holiday parties, and next Thursday we've got bingo, and you'll be
Next
there.
Thursday I'll be there.
It
Good.
just keeps going, Then it's holiday time. So kind of from Halloween on, it kind of sums up
Well, yeah.
the year.
Well, more people starting to
Working on a
starting
lot
to-
of stuff around the Christmas time now.
Yes, sir.
and more people.
HEB Feast of Sharing, that big event we do.
You won't be there.
I'm right there. I'm responsible.
When is it this
for
year?
17th, which would be the Wednesday before Christmas Eve. And we'll be there. Same thing. Good entertainment, food, drink, all free. And that's the 17th. Well, we saw a lot of
Awesome.
people last night, didn't
Yes,
we,
sir.
Brent?
There were a bunch. It's a good event. They're raising money for
For
scholarships.
scholarships, that's what we're all about.
It's a good deal.
We're all about scholarships and taking care of kids. And the Symphony Kimberly's deal is this weekend, Saturday, tomorrow, with the STEM group. Y'all had her on earlier, too.
Right. Oh, yes.
Yep.
Ron Koshin.
Ronnie K was good. Cody helped him get down the stairs.
Yeah, he did. He said, thank Cody.
Folks, Melvin Ross says, always good to see you, Brother Gary. Yeah, we're not done. We got 5 minutes left.
Thank you.
Interesting. Just saw something that came across the ticker this morning. The security system at the Louvre that was circumvented
Right?
during that heist of the
Jewel
jewels, they're valuing it at
They
$102
caught
million.
a couple of them, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think they've recovered everything, though. The password was, are you ready for this?
Yep.
The password is Louvre.
Ash comes
Did I
up the
do,
big
did I
one
do that well? Like the secret, like
Boy,
the
you did
password
good. You
game?
had us all
Just
waiting.
sounded just like that guy, right?
with bated breath.
Louvre. All lowercase.
Hello, Tyler. We can't.
You can't?
No, we can't.
Okay. Matt?
You know, like Pete Strauss says, he loves listening while he's sitting in the deer blind. I didn't know where that was going.
No.
I love listening when I'm sitting on the pot. I didn't know
That's-
where that was going.
I was hoping it wasn't going there,
It
but
happens
it didn't,
a lot.
thankfully. Hey, look at this. CNN reporting the U.S. military carried on another drug strike on alleged drug smugglers, killing 3 people.
And again, it blows my mind that the left is against this.
17 boat strikes since the start of September. We've now killed 70 people. And Congress, he briefed Congress, but apparently not enough Congress people the other day.
They
because
want control.
people that weren't invited to that briefing, I think there were a dozen lawmakers from both parties. Other lawmakers are now saying, well, that wasn't enough. I wasn't invited. It's like they're mad they didn't get invited to the party, so now they're crying about it. How many lawmakers does Donald Trump need to brief on this? Can't the rest of them go back to their party like they should and go, hey, here's what was told. Here, I'm sure they're going to get handed a transcript of everything that was in there. They can't wait for that. They've got to be there. Well, I missed my opportunity to ask questions.
They know when, at the end of the day, like we said the other day, when they could get a license plate from an SR-71 aircraft at 50,000 feet, they know what's in those boats.
Yeah.
I've got no problem with them blowing them up.
No. And the funny thing is, it's not about getting the information, because all the Democrats came out of that briefing the other day, well, we don't believe them. This is bull. We need more information. They were all lockstep, goose-stepping their way out of the Senate or the House committee hearing.
Goose stepping.
I love that.
They were.
He's
Goose stepping.
yeah. Melissa Hanson says she's praying for Brother Gary. He seems a little under the weather today. You good?
I'm a little under the weather, but getting there.
You need
Good.
to maybe
You sound better this
take
week than
a
you did.
day off.
Stomach virus. We had a little stomach virus. That stuff's going around, boys. Stomach virus. That
You had the laryngitis,
had
right?
the laryngitis. We're getting over
I think
that.
you need a day off, brother. That's what you need to do. You need to take
One day.
Saturday off. Just
Maybe
can't
so.
do it. Got to do
maybe
it.
a Sunday. Take a Sunday off.
And then you'll be ready and good to go on Monday, because next
Yeah,
week's a busy
because
week.
it's a busy week.
It is a busy
I
week.
gotta show the brother something if I can find it.
But thank you for the shout out. Appreciate
Right?
that.
Always take the prayer. If somebody wants to pray for you, take it.
Always.
What are we doing over here?
I love it. Remember that picture? Boy,
Yeah,
I do.
that's Ash and Ashton and Brother Gary and Joe Fryer. This Joe Fryer when he looked like a CPA.
Let me see that again.
That's Joe Fryer on the left.
That was back
Yeah,
in
that's
about.
it. He's smart.
My daughter sent me that picture, and I sent it to
Remember?
you.
Yeah, there we
And
are.
my daughter was about. She was a year, I think, at that point.
How about that?
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
So that
Man,
was
that
20,
brings back
26
memories.
years ago, pushing a food bank
You
food
remember
drive.
that?
Yeah.
I do. I remember that.
It's crazy.
Look.
I know.
here
Back
it
when,
is.
back
You
when,
were
the-
just
back
a
when
kid.
The,
I
back
was just
when
a
the-
kid
yeah.
26 years ago.
Right, just a kid.
Why this had to get to the Supreme Court as well. Supreme Court temporarily reinstated a Trump administration policy requiring passport holders to list only their biological sex on their passports and not their choice of gender.
Yeah.
Why does this have to get to the Supreme Court?
Did you see the other side of that? The other article there was where you were.
I'm trying to find
Said that there was
right there.
a White House guest who was attending President Trump's announcement Thursday about lowering the cost of obesity drugs fainted in the Oval Office, causing
saw
the
that.
event
I
to be
saw
cut
that.
short.
Showed that this morning.
Yeah, Ozempic is also one of the drugs in there. So Wegovy of Ozempic, Zepbound.
We had a doctor in the office. That was one good thing.
That's one
Right.
good thing. I don't know if
You know what the fat guy calls it when he falls asleep at the buffet? Intermittent fasting. Folks, it is time for us to wrap it up.
Thank
We
you,
will.
guys. Appreciate it.
No,
Well,
we
then, we
appreciate you,
appreciate
brother,
you.
man.
It was a great week of Wade Carter. Special thanks to Commander Cody for being in here and solving all of our technical problems. The music is sound better. Jennifer Rayburn says, "Don't lock your knees." She's an old military veteran. She knows. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Be safe on the roads. Be good to your neighbor.
Glad you're all here from KTMV TV in Corpus, from the Noble Network, Magic,
Yeah,
all
God-
the listeners we have
God
all
bless
around
y'all.
the
The
globe.
YouTubes.
The YouTubes, the Facebooks. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Bye,
We'll see you all
folks.
Monday.
God bless.
Other than that, we ain't nothing, just good old boys.